Hi guys, my name is Dede. Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, it's lovely to have you. But if you're old, hey boo, it's nice to have you back. In today's recipe, I'm teaching you guys one of my favorite sauces, sweet and spicy beef and chicken vegetable sauce. Delicious, right? Okay, let's get right into it. So for the veggies, I have some carrots, broccoli, cauliflower. I have some red, yellow, and green bell peppers. I'm using some pink onions. I'll be using some chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs if you want. I also have some maple syrup. You can substitute with honey. I have some soy sauce, oyster sauce, and then I have my chicken and beef spices. I'll be showing you guys along the way. And then finally, I have some beef. I'll be listing all the ingredients in the description box, so do well to check it out. First, I'm going to marinate my chicken. In there, I have some salt, pepper. I have some ginger and garlic powder, and then chicken seasoning. I'm also adding some oyster sauce, soy sauce, and then some of my maple syrup. So the liquid ingredients you saw there, I'm dividing them into two for the chicken and then the beef seasoning. Now we're going to give this a very good mix, massage everything together. You can use your tongs or your spoon, whatever. I love to use my hands, so I just put on some gloves and then massage everything beautifully into it. I'm also adding a little bit of oil. That's about half a teaspoon of oil. Mix everything together and we'll set it aside to marinate. For the beef, I'm using some beef stock cube, ginger garlic powder, salt, and black pepper, and then some baking soda. The baking soda is going to help tenderize our meat. So I'm using shredded beef that I bought directly from the store. What I love to do is to buy the beef or the steak and then slice it up myself, like the way I did to the chicken breast. But this one I already had in my freezer, so I didn't want to buy any extra one. But when you slice it up yourself, trust me, it is more tender and literally melt in your mouth. So I've added all the extra spices and then some oil, mix everything up together and set it aside. Finally, we're going to make our slurry. We're going to need some slurry for this sauce, okay? So in a bowl, I've added some water. I've also added some soy sauce. I'm adding some oyster sauce now and then some black pepper as well. I'll also finally be adding some cornstarch and give this a very good mix. You don't want to add salt at this point. Remember, our marinade for the meat and the chicken, or the beef and the chicken, both contain soy sauce, which has salt, and then some salt as well. Remember, the beef stock and the chicken stock also had salt. So please hold on with the salt. Make sure you're done with everything, and then when you need more salt, you add it. That's how I do it, and it works perfectly for me, okay? So I mix this all up together and set it aside. Now let's get to the fun part. In my wok pan, I'm adding about a tablespoon of oil. We're going to be frying our beef and our chicken before we go on to fry the others. Remember, the chicken and the beef both have a little bit of oil on it, so we don't need too much. And the pot is non-stick, so yes, again, we don't need too much oil. So we're going to fry the chicken first because that takes longer to cook. We cannot cook chicken halfway. You can't eat half-cooked chicken. It's not steak, okay? So make sure you're cooking this very well. If your chicken is too much, you can cook it in batches, okay? So you flip it to the other side once the first part is sort of cooked or whitened up, okay? Flip it back, and then eventually we'll be just tossing everything around just to make sure every part of our chicken is cooking, okay? Hey, if you're new to my channel or this is the first time you're coming by, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also hit on the subscribe button and hit on the bell so you're notified anytime I upload a new content. I know by the time we're done here, you'd want to come back. Yes, I know that very well. So at this point, we had some water around the chicken. We're going to make sure we cook the chicken for the juices to get finished and to reach this part where it is left with oil. And so at this part, it is actually frying, and that's exactly what we're going for. At this point, after 5 minutes or so, our chicken is done. Make sure you give it a taste. If you don't know how cooked chicken looks like, make sure you give it a taste to be sure it is really cooked before you take it out of the pan. Now it's time for us to fry our steak. For the steak, you can go in half cooked and it is perfectly fine, okay? So we're going to toss this around as well, and by the time it's about to release juices at this point, we're just going to take it out because we don't want to lose all our juices. Okay, so just make sure that it is cooked to your satisfaction, but you're not losing all your juices. So this is perfectly fine for me, and at this point I'm just going to take everything out. I need the juices in my sauce to give it some taste and flavor. You know how we die for our flavors over here? Yes, so you don't want to lose all of those yummy juices at all. I've cleaned out my wok and I've added some water to it. This is about 3 tablespoons of water, okay, hot water, and this is going to steam cook our cauliflower and our broccoli. We're going to be cooking this until the broccoli is bright green and we know it is well done. Okay, so please toss it around. Make sure that you don't leave it to burn. The last thing you want is for your veggies to burn in the sauce. We don't want that at all. And do not forget, all the ingredients will be in the description box below, so check it out. At this point where the water is finished around the cauliflower and the broccoli, I've added some oil just to fry it up a little bit, and it is perfectly fine now. Our broccoli is bright green and it is tender, and we are done with that. So we're going to take all of that out and we're going to continue with our frying processes. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Do not forget, please give this video a thumbs up and leave all questions and comments in the comment section below. Okay, now I've added some oil to my pan again, and to that I've added some minced garlic and ginger, fresh minced garlic and ginger. The flavor at this point is just phenomenal. I'll be frying this one for a bit, but first, before I do that, I'll be adding my carrots. So when I add the carrots, then I'm going to be tossing and turning this thing around for about 2 minutes just to get the carrots to get tender, because out of all the vegetables, that is the hardest. Okay, so we need to cook that first. I also have a recipe that I'll be leaving up there somewhere that you can click and watch. It's pepper steak recipe, okay? It is lovely, delicious, amazing. You will love it. So you can click on that one too and watch as well. Now, after 2 minutes of frying my ginger, garlic, and carrots, I've added my bell peppers. I've also added the cauliflower and the broccoli. Just toss and turn these around to fry. At this point, my stove is on high. It is blazing on high, because when you cook this on medium, trust me, there's going to be a lot of sweating in there and it's going to soften up the vegetables. We do not want any form of softened vegetables in our sauce. Okay, so it's on high. You're going to just toss and turn this around and then cook this very quickly. I also added my onions and the colors are just looking amazing. I'm seasoning this with a little bit of salt, and I'll be adding some chili flakes to this as well. This is where we're going to have our heart from, okay, sweet and spicy. So the spiciness is going to come from the chili flakes. So go ahead and use it to your heat preference. If you don't want too much heat, do not use too much of the chili flakes. After tossing and turning it around in just a matter of seconds, we've added our beef and our chicken. You're going to toss and turn this around to make sure you mix everything up together, and the flavors and the aromas are just marrying and coming together as one union. It's amazing. You guys need to try this recipe. It is delicious. You will love it. The kids love it, adults love it. It's just amazing. I've also added my slurry at this point. So you see why it's good for us to prep everything before we start cooking, because everything is just going to go in pop, 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 one after the other quickly, and then we are done. At this point, I have some rice in my rice cooker cooking. I'll be having this delicious sauce with some rice. You can go ahead and have it whatever you want and you will still enjoy it. If you love a lot of sauce, you can double the recipe for all the quantities for the sauce and then add it, and then make sure you have a lot of sauce. This is just perfect for me. At this point, it has thickened nicely and beautifully, and I have sprinkled some sesame oil on top. I love sesame oil in my sauces. It just gives me this beautiful Chinese flavor and aroma, which we love. So I'm mixing everything together and everything looks wonderful. Taste for salt, and then if your salt is perfect, do not add any more salt. If you need extra salt, go ahead and add some more salt, and our sauce is ready. That was easy, right? Very easy, and it looks so beautiful and colorful and amazing. I'm not going to serve myself some rice and some sweet and spicy chicken and beef sauce, and I'm going to enjoy this. This recipe was a hit in my house. Everybody was like, this is so good. So give it a try. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.